Hey, welcome back. I'm xnzxchillerxnzx and you're watching Kick-Ass-Gaming. This is my review for Homefront campaign. After this video there will be a review on the multiplayer. Please keep in mind this video is heavily edited in the way of footage so that I could fit it all into a 15 minutes. First, to kick things off, I just want to show you guys something amusing. When I say amusing, I mean it's just small, something very little that I found amusing that I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but I'll show you two scenes anyway. One scene's from a trailer that I put up on my page, and the other scene is through the actual game video. Okay, it's about to start. I'll be quiet and you guys see if you can spot the difference. Okay, I know this video is heavily edited and chopped to shit. So anyway, if you guys did spot the difference between those two videos, please leave a comment about it and tell me what you think the difference was. I found it to be quite amusing. Anyway, back into it. This is how the campaign starts off. You start off, you get up out of the bed and you're just sort of hanging out. I was standing still for a while because I was playing around with some shit at the time. But yeah, there's a few things I want to say about the campaign. First off, I played it through to begin with on normal, and I found it to be normal's a decent start off. If you've never played a game like this before, I would not start it on easy. Easy is a joke. Okay, I am on the other hand showing this review. I am playing on easy just so that I didn't have to worry about anything at all. Normal is a good thing to start off on, but if you're more experienced, I would strongly recommend that you start the campaign on the hardest difficulty you can. Just because the campaign ends all of a sudden, you know, you're playing it, you're like, yeah, what's going to happen next, and then it's just over. I am assuming that they're going to either release some downloadable content to add to the campaign, or they are already making a Homefront 2. If not, then I guess this is the lamest campaign I've ever played in the way of how it finishes. Yeah, so I had to edit it up quite heavily because I filmed it for a fair bit, but then I remembered that I can only actually have 15 minutes on at a time, so you'll find that this video pretty much ends bang on 15 minutes. I like the campaign because of, if you have a look, it just looks real. You know, this game to date for me personally is the best looking game of its type that I have played in the way of realism. Like, everything just looks nice and real. The opening scene, you're on a bus driving along and you're actually witnessing what would more than likely happen in reality if another country took over another country and they weren't friends, basically. This scene here is quite interesting. As you can see, those parents, that mum and dad there, just got gunned down while their kid watched. So yeah, it just brings a whole different reality to the game. I've actually haven't seen anyone do a game like this before that brings the fight to you. That, I guess, I don't know, hence the name Homefront. It really is a different sort of feeling when you're playing the game. Sort of more of a realism of what's going on. The AI guys who are your buddies and shit in the game, they're really slow. That can be annoying. For instance, if you have to go through a hole in a fence or some shit like that, you can't go first, you can't go second, you have to go last. So you have to wait for every single AI cunt that's with you at the time to crawl through the hole, then you can go through. That I found was actually a little bit annoying, but I guess the developers of the game actually designed it specifically like that, so it forces you to slow down and really soak up the scenery. That's why I suggest playing it on very hard. Just fucking soak that shit up and enjoy it, because it actually is worth it if you take your time and have a good look around. Have a look at what's going on in the background, check it all out and shit. Actually, it makes this campaign come alive more. The story seems more real if you take the time to actually have a look. Obviously, when I played it the first time round, I was playing in full high def on a large TV, and that really helped big time. My only advice to anybody who's actually watching this, and this covers all games frankly, is that you should save up your money and buy a high definition screen. It doesn't really matter what size it is, just big enough so it's easy for you to see on, and in full high def, because it honestly it changes the game from a good game to an awesome game, and all it is your TV. So that's what really did it for me for this game frankly, was just the way it looked and how real the characters looked, and how well everything just went together frankly. I don't know if I would have felt the same way about the game if I played it on a normal non-high def TV, but unfortunately at the moment my capture card only allows me to capture in non-high def, so hence why it's a non-high def. But yeah, as you can see, since it's on easy, when I ran up to those guys and I stuck them, you couldn't really do that on normal, or well, you could sort of do it on normal, but on the hardest you can't. These can't just drop you straight away. My advice would be for the campaign to aim for their heads, okay, and I wouldn't worry about your bullets. Feel free to use up as many as you want, because there's no such thing as ammo packs. You'll be lucky, every now and then you'll get lucky, you'll pick up a gun that everybody uses and you can get ammo for it, but that doesn't last forever. It's more like you're running around, you use up your bullets, you just pick up the first available gun that's on the ground and you just go with it. That's pretty much how this game works. Whatever gun that's on the ground at the time, when you need a gun you pick it up and you use it. The pistol on the other hand, it is a very effective weapon. I actually quite like the pistol in this game, especially for the campaign. Multiplayer, the pistol's a little bit weak, and that takes quite a few shots to kill some dude, but in this it's actually not too bad. Even when it's on its hardest difficulty, the pistol's still alright, and it has plenty of bullets in it, and you get ammo for it quite regularly frankly. This scene here, since the game's on easy, I can stand around and have a look, and that it's not too hard. Stand out in the open. If you were playing on normal or the hardest difficulty, I would not suggest standing out in that doorway, because you will die almost instantly. But yeah, it's quite. I actually reckon this game's quite well done. I'm actually sort of looking forward to, hopefully they do bring out a Homefront 2 or some sort of add-on. Would I buy this game? I guess that's the big question that everybody wants to know, is would I run out, or would I suggest that you run out and buy Homefront? The answer is, it's a yes and a no. Okay? I would strongly recommend hiring it out first and checking out the multiplayer. The campaign's good, okay? It is very short, but I'm expecting that they may do the add-on like I mentioned, or just release Homefront 2. But it's the multiplayer for a game like this is what you've got to look into, okay? Because play the campaign, it's awesome. Campaign won't last forever, and it will be over soon enough. And then what are you going to do for the rest of the time? What makes a good game is the multiplayer, because multiplayer is what gets people coming back. And this scene here, when you get up to it, is pretty much at the start. You got to stay hidden. If you do walk out there and they do spot you, when it's on normal or very hard, one blast from the tank that's rolling around kills you instantly, and it just shoots that building and it just explodes and you get fucked up. I found that shit out the hard way. As you can see, I'm going to get ready to run across the street. Oh, here I go. Go, 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 go! and running across here. Now I chuck a grenade over those cunts and shoot them a little bit. They don't chase you or nothing. I thought it was just a little bit fun to do. Piss them off a little bit. Doesn't really do anything to the game as such. But as you can see, it's, you know, pretty much plays all the buttons and everything exactly the same as COD. It all plays the same. From what I remember, in the setup for the controller, you don't really get fuck all options, and the button for knifing is you got to push down on the analog stick and then your knife's out. I'm one of those people that for some reason tend to push down on that analog stick without even realising it in the middle of a gun battle or when someone startles me or some shit, and I go to knife by accident. Usually it costs me my life, but every now and then it's not too bad. But yeah, so that's a little bit of a disappointment, but you know, shit happens, I guess. Visually, I found this game to be better than Black Ops. I actually think that the people who made this game did an alright job on it, frankly. The multiplayer, I found, got a little bit slow near the end, and I got a little bit tired about it, but I guess you can check that out in the review about the multiplayer after this video. Once again, I just want to point out that I am playing the campaign on easy, just so I didn't have to worry too much about what I was doing. I could fuck around a bit. I would not suggest trying to do what I'm doing now when it's on the hardest difficulty. Normal, you could probably still get away with it. You might die every now and then if you get caught out, but it's not actually all that difficult. Like I said, I love that pistol. It's quite handy. After playing through the campaign, I think it only took me a couple hours to finish it the first time off in normal, and then I started playing it on the hardest difficulty, and then I sort of lost interest and started doing something else. And when I say lost interest, I don't mean because I was getting sick of the campaign. I could have very easily have played it through on normal and then played it through on the hardest difficulty back to back and still enjoyed it, because the campaign's pretty good. It's it's a good even balance of shooting and shit blowing up, and everything runs smoothly. And the story, if you take your time and have a good look around and get involved in what's going on and chat to people when you can and shit like that, you know, it actually you get quite into it. You start to feel for these AI cunts and their whole fucking little world's been all fucked up and shit. It must be tough being a computer animated person living in a computer animated world. Anyway, what was I going to say? I can't remember. The one stupid thing I found about the campaign was that, which you're not going to see in this review because I just didn't have time, is there's this big tank thing called, I think it's called Goliath or some shit like that, and it's remote controlled, and you control it, you set targets and shit like that. I actually found that to be stupid. I think it would have been far better if you had to take out the vehicles and shit with an RPG or plant a bit of C4 on them like I'm about to do now, but instead not long after this part of the game you get that big Goliath fucking thing. It sort of looks like that tank just that blew up down there, just it's got no cannon thing on it, just shoots missiles. I actually found that to be quite stupid. You'll see what I mean if you play the game. As you can see here, between those two cunts, I actually think there's a bit of sexual tension, and the scene that's coming up I found quite amusing. This just goes to show you the sort of what the developers of the game were doing was trying to bring you more into it, to make you want to fucking sort of, I guess, to sort of get you to hate the fucking Korean fucking dudes who are trying to take over and occupying America at this present time. They just sort of rocked up and started shooting all those women and children and shit for no apparent reason whatsoever, I guess because they can, and that's pretty much what's going on all around America in this game at this time, is women and children are just getting slaughtered. And as I can see on my timer, this review's almost up. Please like this video, leave a comment, tell me what you think. I know I'm not very good at it, but you know, it will get better. And don't forget to check out the review on the multiplayer.